dramatics. So I'm a little awake this morning. It's about a little early this morning, but my husband had woken me up early, but hence here we are. And so in the meantime, I was just trying to put on an idle drama to maybe drop off to sleep. And I started watching one that I could not watch all the way through because it disturbed my spirit so much. It was like, let me just jump to the ending because this is such a brutal drama. It's like one of the most brutal dramas I've ever watched. Don't even ask me what the title is. I don't know. It's one of those dramas that's like mid lower tier, I would say. But I guess like the title that Coco drama had given it should have been a clear warning, but I wasn't sure it was gonna be that harsh. It started off actually with great intentions because I always love love stories that are very sacrificial, trying to get back to each other, that big enduring love that you might see in dramas. This was not it. So they gave anglicized names, so I don't know what the Chinese names are for these characters. But the characters at the beginning of the drama, they meet at 10 years old, give or take 10 to 12. And she is already on the run because I think it's one of those things where I'm a princess and I'm being punished for, throwing a coin in a water fountain. Who knows? But, I'm going to run away because I'm mistreated so badly. And he is on the run because he's from the opposite kingdom. And, of course, like, he is a kid of war. He's already pretty much like a warlord, at the age of preteen. And so they run into each other and he gets injured. Like one of the soldiers of her kingdom shoots him with an arrow and stuff. And so she tries to protect him. And he knows while they were running that she has a iris, tattooed on the base of her neck. And so he remembers that, and she also had some golden pins to her hair. She had 2. So it's kind of like, having a pair of turtle doves. She gives him a pin and like a map to her kingdom and their kingdom. I guess like the borders and stuff like that, so that he can escape. And she kind of deters the soldiers after him, and stuff. But they kind of make this pledge together that they will. He's promised he will try and find her. He'll come back for her. And she, of course, wants to see him again. And they each have her golden pins. The thing about this is that even though this dude had a map, he could not find his way to love, even if it bit him on the butt. This male lead, even though it took him majority of the drama to know who she was, because any signs that was given to him, he ignored, and he horribly abused her. And I'm like, she came to him as 10 years later, as a prisoner of war. But he treated her horribly. He was forced to marry her as dictated by his father. And he abused her in all kinds of ways. SA on the wedding night, he branded her neck when he saw that she had the iris symbol back there, because he said only my iris can have that. He nicknamed the girl he couldn't find Iris, and he branded her neck because he refused to believe that Annie, the anglicized version of the female lead, could be the one he was looking for. Ignored all those signs, even when she told him, even when she had the freaking pen, the hairpin, refused to do that. Killed her parents. Let anybody just torture her, cut her tendons. I mean, this dude is the worst I've ever seen, to the point where at the end, and I'm going to spoil it because I don't care. It deserves to be spoiled, to where she had gotten amnesia, and even though she was already pretty much like spiritually worn down and physically worn down as well. And I guess like something had branded, like something happened where he branded her cheek. He did that because it was a flashback. I skipped over all of that because I couldn't take all of it. She got amnesia. He was trying to be like that. Well, I wanted to make sure that you don't remember your past. I'm like, yeah, the past that you pretty much tortured her through. Okay, bruh. Okay. And then the most merciful thing is that she is told the truth. And luckily her brother is still alive in their neighboring kingdom. And she decides to jump off the parapet after she had her brother and this evil jerk promise that they will have a ceasefire, that they will no longer fight before she jumps off the building. And she tells him, she tells him slow, dude, I don't want to meet you in our next life. You need to go ahead and skip over all of that. And she jumps to her death and he's all distraught, whatever. By this time, I'm up here just crying because I felt every bit of it. She was a saint to endure it as long as she had, because I would have already checked out midway through this drama. This would have been one of the shortest dramas I ever had. I would have walked into a lake or something like that. It would have been a done deal. But so this fool, after she had died, reigning peacefully for years, and it seems that he never married because, you know, she was the only love of his life, you know, for like 10 minutes. And he sees like a picture of her, and I guess like he's near to his death and he knows this, and he says like, you know, I am, you know, about to follow you, I'm about to join you and stuff. I'm like, dude, she told you, and she deserves the peace you never owed her while she was with you. Most frustrating, evil male lead I've ever seen. Even with her being a prisoner of war, she should have been treated with so much more dignity and respect. He came out the gate with cruelty. And I can usually endure a lot of cruel male leads within reason. And I think he's relegated to that list of just I couldn't even tell if they were trying to give him a redemption arc. It was far too late to even try to humanize him. He was barbaric. I can't even put into words. And I'm like, it's not even because it's too early in the morning. It's just that I'm still emotionally distraught. That disturbed my soul to see that woman torture like that. I'm like, I'm just putting that out there. You watch at your own risk, but I would not recommend this unless you just want to be frustratingly angry at the most idiotic, abusive male lead I've ever seen in a drama. Oh, and before I forget, the rating that I would give this drama, I would say 0.5 out of 5 heck no's. I can't even describe how I'm still feeling, and this has been like a couple hours later. I just forgot to give a rating because, you know, new. But like I said, costume design, the acting was fine, so that's what gives that 0.5. Everything else can just go to Hades the long way around. That's just how I feel about it, but it's just a thought.